Dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel Agribusiness A Journey. Today I will discuss only on your request that how I will find my respondent or how I will target to my respondent during the coursework of research, or how I will write proper materials and methods during the writing of research paper. I will elaborate everything by mixing both Hindi and English for your proper understanding. You all know that before starting any research work, you have gone through secondary data collection, because secondary data collections, you all know that data are already documented. It helps you to give enough idea regarding the sector, different area of research in which you are also planning to do the research. You also gone through the different type of the management cases, because it helps you to create more perspective regarding your research work. You also gone through pilot testing, focus group discussion, expert review, a review of relevant literatures. Why you are doing all these activities or preliminary activities before starting your research? It is only one mindset is that, or only one mandate is that, how to gather maximum variables and maximum factors for your respondent. Because respondent only responds against the variables and factors that you have gathered or that you are going to ask regarding your research work. Normally, respondent may belong to a definite sampling area or maybe from a particular area. So, identification of the area is highly important one in your research work. But the thing is that after identification of the area, you cannot enter to the market or enter to the field or farmer's field just to keep or just to take one person for your as a respondent. There are some systematic procedures regarding this. When you have identifying a area, then definitely as research has a longer domain and as the research has been spreading nowadays from local area to global area, anyone can read your research work. So you have to highlight your sampling area in such a manner anyone can sit at any corner of the world can understand that where the person are doing the research or where the person has completed his research. So you write the sampling area in such a manner in your research paper in which complete geographical identification, complete socio-economic identification has been elaborated properly. All the facts and figures, including the map of the particular area, you have to include it in your research work, or you can include it in your research paper. If you do this, then a person as a reader can understand that, oh, this is the area where you have completed your research and now you are drafting the research paper against your work. After that, when you have identified your research area, then you have to think, where is my sample unit or against whom you are collecting the response. There is a very clear-cut difference between sampling unit and the sample is that sampling unit is on the behalf of whom you are giving the response. Suppose I am collecting the data related to the fish consumers. You can directly collect or from the household or from the market yard. Suppose you are going to the household and the senior most person is giving the answers regarding all the fish consumers in the particular household, then definitely your sample unit is 1 as household and the senior most person who giving the response is the 1 sample. But you can also target all the fish consumers in the particular family, then The sample unit is the household, and maybe 3 to 4 persons are consuming, then your samples is the 3 and 4. So accordingly, on the basis of whom you are gathering the response, that is called the sample unit, and accordingly you know that how many samples you are going to target. When you are deriving samples, samples are coming either from the finite population or samples are coming from the infinite population. You all know that census work always be done in connected to the population. Though we have very scarcity of resources every time, so we could not do some census and we will go for the sampling activity. When there is a finite population, there may be the chances that all the populations in the particular area has been documented or with some sample frame, or may not be the sample frame. If the particular area have the sample frame, then you go for the probability sampling. If the particular area there is no sample frame, whether it comes from the finite population or infinite populations, but without any sample frame, then you go for the non-probability sampling. This is all about the sampling design. First you have identified the sampling area. Now you have doing your proper sampling design. After doing the proper sampling design, you go for the data collections. You all know that data can be collected through the observation method, interview method, questionnaire method, schedule method. These are the methods of data collections. After identifying which is the proper data collection methods, you go for data collection measurement. Data collection measurement means, suppose whatever the data you are going to collect in context of your variables, it may be the categorical data or it may be the continuous data. If data are collected through nominal scale and ordinal scale, you all know that it is the categorical data, and if it is collected through the interval scale and ratio scale, it is called as the continuous data, on the basis of which that is all called as the measurement of the data. For whom you are going to measure? You are measure everything in context of the variables, and when you have a proper variable, that you are taken to the respondent and against which you gathering the responses. In a nutshell, you all learn that what you should include in your research paper during writing of the materials and methods. You have to put materials methods in 4 categories. One is identification of the research area. You elaborate everything in context of the identification of the research area. Second, you should put second heading that identification of the respondent, or you should write everything in context of that how I will connect with the respondent through sampling design, through collection of the data, and through defining the different type of the measurements. Third heading, you have to highlight that what should be my tools and techniques or statistical tools and techniques against which variables are going to be analyzed. You have to elaborate properly according to the measurement. If it is the categorical data, which may be the proper tools and techniques, and if it will be the continuous data, what should be my proper tools and technique. You have to elaborate everything. Last heading or last paragraph, you need to elaborate different type of the assumptions, limitations, and time of study. Suppose in social science, area of study and time in which you are collecting your data is highly important. All these things need to be incorporated in your materials and methods. Again, I am highlighting that you put everything, but writing a research paper is an art. You could not be write in such a manner that audience will not attracted towards your research paper. Try to learn, try to go through different type of the research paper, but the fundamental principle is that in a materials and methods, you have to incorporate all these things that helps you to derive further result and discussion and analysis purpose. If you do properly, then definitely a concluding remark from your research work will come that helps the other overall stakeholders in the society. Thank you all. Thank you watching.